What up YouTube, Casemas Primer back at you with another video. This time I'm doing something a bit different in a sense. When I do my reviews, I kind of have a similar standard I follow. But this time I'm doing something a little bit different in terms of how, or type of criteria. As many of you guys might know, I've reviewed a lot of movies. I'm a bit of a movie fanatic, and usually when I review movies, I review ones that are either out in theaters right now or on DVD and Blu-ray. I've never really done anything besides that. There have been times where I've given my predictions for television specials, or reviewed them, but this time I'm doing something a bit different. I'm reviewing a television original movie, designed and created by one of the TV channels, and is really quite a commercial success. And I mean, really, when it first came out, people thought, oh, it's just going to be one of those crappy movies that they always do, but it actually blew a lot of people out of the water, including myself. Today I'm going to be talking about a movie that just came out a few weeks ago, and honestly, I just saw it for the first time yesterday, and I thought it was a really good movie. And that movie is Sharknado 2, the second one. Now, I know you're thinking, wait a minute, wait. Why don't you wait 6 days, or, yeah, 6 days, and review this next week, when it's Shark Week? Well, maybe because this week is Sharknado Week on Sci-Fi. Now, as of the recording of this video, I have not yet seen the original Sharknado. I did have it recorded on my DVR, but for some reason it got deleted before I could watch it. So I had to watch the sequel first. But I did get to see the sequel. I got to see Sharknado 2. So at least I got that. So once I actually see Sharknado, the original, I'll probably pick up the DVD. Because I know it's like $5 at a few places. So I really want to get my hands on it. Anyway, for those of you guys who don't know, Sharknado, as I kind of said in the title, or in the beginning, is a sci-fi original movie. Sci-fi is, as their name would imply, they make kind of science fiction original movies. They're known for series such as Warehouse 13, Ghost Hunters, Face Off, and the one I watched a while ago, Heroes of Cosplay. They've done a lot of good stuff, honestly. Sharknado, they like to experiment a little bit with animals. They kind of make these kind of comedy, sci-fi horror movies. They're a little bit of horror, a little bit of comedy, and a little bit of science fiction, all rolled up in one. Sharknado, at least the original, kind of revolves around this group of people, like Finn and I guess his partner April. They're not really married, as I said in the second one, they're divorced. Where all of a sudden they get hit with this massive tornado, and when it hits the coastline, it sucks up a bunch of sharks out of the ocean, and pretty much just starts attacking random civilians as the storm rages on. They gotta try to find a way to stop the storm and save a bunch of lives. That's basically kind of like what Sharknado 2 is about. Sharknado 2 basically opens up on Finn and April just after going somewhere, or kind of coming back from Los Angeles. And April has just published her survival guide on how to survive a Sharknado, which is a real book, by the way. You can buy it if you wanted it. And while they're flying into New York, they get hit with a Sharknado attack. A shark kills both of the pilots. It tears off one of the jet's engines, and forces them to make an emergency landing. And also at the same time, April loses her left hand. They're supposed to be meeting up with a few friends just for a nice getaway in New York. Going to a Mets game, going to Bell's Tower. It's been a long time since I've been to New York. But basically just a weekend getaway. When all of a sudden, just this massive storm rolls in, and turns out it's another Sharknado. Another Sharknado. So they gotta try to find a way to basically stop the storm and kill the sharks. Now, what did I personally think of Sharknado? Now, normally I'm not one who watches sci-fi. Granted, really, a long time ago, the only reason I watched sci-fi was for Friday Night SmackDown. That's really the only thing I watch it for. But I don't really know how it got appealed to me, but I thought Sharknado 2 actually looked kind of impressive. I thought the original, I have only seen bits and pieces of the original, and that's just through commercials. I really want to see it, though. But the second one was actually pretty well done. I really did enjoy it. Kind of was sitting on the edge of my seat. I thought the cast selection was pretty well. I thought the script was pretty well written, well-spoken dialogue. The special effects were actually on par. I mean, for a lot of it being CGI, they did a pretty good job. Sci-fi is known for their special effects, and I do applaud them for that. And also just the commercial success of the franchise. I mean, if any of you guys went to Comic-Con this year, you know that they handed out T-shirts that had like a weather forecast of Santa Monica and had Sharknado printed on Saturday. They even gave out like giant foam chainsaws, like the one used by Finn in both movies, I believe. Again, only seen bits and pieces of the first one, so I haven't exactly seen the full one ahead, or the full movie, but I will eventually. I know that probably Sci-Fi's going to run it a few times as a preview, or as part of Sharknado Week they're doing. But I thought it was actually a pretty well done movie. I thought it was impressive, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they'll do in Sharknado 3, because they did announce that during the premiere of it on July 30th, they said that there is a Sharknado 3 coming out next year. And probably they'll have it, like with the first two, they'll probably have it on one of the coastline cities that gets a lot of, like, is near a lot of beaches, so maybe part 3 will be maybe in somewhere in South Florida, like Miami, maybe somewhere like, they'll figure out a place. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how far this goes. It's actually looking like a pretty good franchise, and Sharknado 2 is actually just a really good movie. I thought it was really enjoyable, and I'm really looking forward to it coming out on Blu-ray and DVD in October. So I guess that's about it. Later, guys. I am out of here.